Valentine haikuwa miaka yetu. Najua mimi niko na 76.
Ni siku ya wapenda nao. Siku ya wapenda nao, bibi na bwana, girlfriend na boyfriend, watoto na mzazi.
Valentine sinajua siku ya kupendana.
I believe every day is a loving day.
Nasikia tu kwa vijana Valentine ni wapenda naye wanaletewa maua, na wakati wetu hakuna mtu alikuwa anakuletea maua.
Why should you pick one day to love someone?
I don't know how it came about.
Ni siku ya watu wapenda nao.
Valentine nitakuwa kazi kama kawaida, lakini nitakuwa na mwenye ninampenda.
Valentine's is something that has been crafted out of someone's passion, but it's not related to Africans anyway.
Yinyi ngoja kwanza mimi nikarange mboga kwanza.
Valentine to all of you. And you've seen when I came with the flowers, I gave everybody. Haijalishi gender, si ndio?
Yeah.
So it means everybody deserves a flower in life. Na Valentine sio siku moja, Valentine ni kila siku. So as 5G ningesema, as you've received the flower, please, it's now up to you to water it to ensure that it doesn't wither. Whatever it represents in your life, it's up to you. Sio neighbor. You will water yours to ensure that it doesn't wither. You will water yours to ensure that it doesn't wither. You will water yours. You will water yours. Hakuna mtu atawater mtu mwingine. Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is 5G, yani George the Great Gentle Genius Guy. Na katika leo tuko kwa show yetu ya Valentine. Leo we have some guys here in studio for 5G Live, ambao we just want to have a short discussion on what Valentine really is. Karibuni sana wenzangu. Leo tunataka watu waweze kujua hii Valentine ni kitu gani. Okay? And as they've always said, tutaanza na ladies, tuambie, what do you really understand by the word Valentine? It's being celebrated every year 14s, na tutaingia pia kwa myth pia tuelewe. Kuna mtu saizi anasema babe, mimi nimeenda Addis Ababa kuhesabu kura za baba, nitarudi after weekend ama nitarudi next week. Sasa tunataka tujue ni ukweli ameenda kuhesabu kura za baba for AUC ama kuna mahali ameenda. So we shall be digging on all that just to understand basically what is the concept of Valentine. Karibu sana, introduce yourself and just tell us something. What do you understand by Valentine?
Okay, my name is Anita Naomi. What I understand about Valentine, it's a day set aside just to celebrate the people that you love, you know, show them that you care. But as you said, it's not a one-day thing.
Yeah.
Like kila siku ni Valentine. It's just kwa wale ambao wanasahau ndo labda wamewekewa hiyo siku kando.
Kwa wale wanasahau ama wale wanasaulika? Zote kwa wale wanasahau na wale wanasaulika
pia
ndio wanaichukulia kama siku moja. Alright, so according to you said Zaneta Naomi amesema ni just showing love to the people you love, no specification. Yes, the other lady on the other side.
Okay, my name is Megan Otieno, and I will say Valentine is a day that is just a special day set to celebrate your special ones. Though they say that you should tell your loved ones that you love them every day, show them that you love them every day. But at least for this day, the way my fellow colleague has said, it's a day that, you know, some people really forget, like, yeah, they have people who they love them, people who are loved. So this day is really set aside to, like, for those people actually, and for the rest who like celebrate love every day, it's also important on that day, because at least what we know is on Valentine's people really do like extra. It's like the way people treat someone on their birthdays and their special days. Also on Valentine, people really go extra. You can be loving someone every day, you can be treating them well every day, but on this specific day, you at least like try do something more.
According to Megan, ni special.
Yes.
Either someone or someone's, whichever.
Special people, I mean like, you know, you can have a lot of special people if maybe you can have maybe a husband, your boyfriend, your family, you know.
Okay.
Things like that.
We'll get into that.
Yes.
And then I'll give it to my buddy over there. Introduce yourself. And then just tell us, Valentine, ni nini?
Asante sana. Wewe ulitusalamia happy Valentine.
Yes.
Is there ever a sad Valentine?
We will find sure.
I'm sure there is. So, I'm sure there is. Because that's not what it was intended from the beginning.
Yeah.
So my name is Humphrey Odhiambo. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Brand Measure Solutions. And my thoughts are that Valentine is a day of celebration of loved ones. So loved ones would cut across, be it a spouse, be it your lovely children, be it a friend, family members, and even colleagues, be it at workplace, or they could be peers who you are learning with. In any one time, it could be a crew, and the like. So this special day actually is more dedicated to be more celebratory than any other day. So every other day it would be a routine. But this specific one becomes more or less like, hey, pause. I think we need actually to make it better. Look at me, feel me. So it more or less, symbolically, it brings a climax of a situation. But gauge from history, that's not what it was really. I can recall from history, it was more skewed towards lovers who had to come together and be married off by Saint Valentine back then, against the wish of the emperor back then. Guys had to mingle, guys had to love because it's natural, we are wired that way. So unfortunately he was going against the wish of the emperor, stealthily actually marrying off these yes indeed, ideally the soldiers. So you can imagine soldiers who had to go to war, but then they are being told, hey, deviate kidogo, think about yourself before you get to war. So they had to dedicate a moment saying, hey, okay, it's about me, it's about my loved one, at least before I veer off to go to war. But that was destructive per the emperor.
All right. I think we will delve into that particular story of its Emperor Claudius.
Yes.
The second, of course, we will dig into that so that we just understand where it began and how over time it has changed. Yes, Mr. Nyasili.
So I nearly lifted this thinking it's a mic. But I'm sorted. I'm Nyasili Atetwe, and my take on Valentine is I think life is too busy, so we have to pause and remember to express love to the people who matter to us. And so 14th of February presents that chance, which for our generation, we've taken it and done whatever it takes to manifest love to the people who we feel we owe that debt of love. Yeah.
All right, I get it. For according to Nyasili, it's time to pause, and you're like, life is busy. You need to pause and say, today I need to give more love than the other days. We will come into that ndio tujue exactly what this is all about. But I want to delve in what Humphrey had started, basically the history of Valentine, of which we know it's Saint Valentine, who was killed for doing what Humphrey said, for secretly performing marriages of the Roman soldiers. Okay? And this was against the emperor's decree, that is Emperor Claudius II decree, that all young men should remain single so that they can continue serving the military. Yeah, so it means that Saint Valentine, just like for Christians, Jesus Christ died for the sake of ensuring that people got married, or people, what do I say, loved each other. Because marriage is supposed to be, the foundation of marriage should be love and not anything else. As much as kuna procreation and kids, nani, but the foundation should be love, isn't it? And that's why I believe people celebrate love today. But do we take time to remember Saint Valentine himself? For instance, when he sacrificed, he was killed and murdered because he was joining people. Do we take time to really say, okay, today, for the sake of Saint Valentine, let's celebrate him as much as he gave us this opportunity to celebrate and to show us the power of love. So, Humphrey, on your side, what do you take about that? The deeper understanding of what Valentine really is, just the way I see people wakati wa Easter holidays, we get together, go to the church and celebrate, because one Christ died for us as Christians per se, and that's the teaching. So how comes we don't do the same for the sake of Saint Valentine, who sacrificed his life for love?
I think a very interesting question, George. The reason is, one, the circumstance that this gentleman, the saint, died was not a very pleasant one. But we celebrate him somehow because of his act. And so we remember him by his name during this primary day, or a day set aside to remember the loved ones, owing to the act that he was doing back then. He was drawing people together. The issue is, back then it was him who steered the process of those engagements. He solemnized the engagements back then. Why perhaps we do not personify him and remember him so much is because we are drawn from the act that he did, that to date lives with us. Ideally, people know what love is, but they don't know who Valentine is. Yeah, if love was to be called Valentine, it could have been very different, because we could have been personifying the person. Just the way people love Baba so much, so you could be talking of Babaism. We did not purpose back then, and again because of the circumstance that the saint died, they would still veer off from the personification, ideally to endear to love. Even the emperor knew what love is. But then that's why he was setting a directive. Right now, you really need to remain single. We are at a situation whereby we need to protect our territory. Yeah, but then here is a thinker who knows without sustaining this love, even the territory element will actually crumble, because we need still to procreate, we need people still to love each other. Hence, that love would lead to the protection of the territory.
Yeah, I think, and you're bringing it very, very well. And maybe just from the team on my left, we have Zanetta, as she has said. Upande wako, what do you expect?
For me, it's just, as I said, a day to appreciate the people that I love, not romantically per se, because that's not how I was taught growing up. It was just to appreciate the people around me, my friends, you know, my loved ones, my parents, things like that. And I think that's the problem, because you asked an important question. You're like, why don't we celebrate St. Valentine himself, since, you know, it's something that he died for. But the thing is, I think as time has gone on, the holiday itself has evolved. The meaning of the holiday has evolved. It's gone from celebrating love between two people, a man and a woman, or, you know, the soldiers and their wives, to just appreciating the people that you love on this particular day. So, not knowing the history, which most people don't, and coming from somebody so young, I'd like to think I'm young, so
you
not
don't think you are.
Yeah, coming from you know, a Gen Z who might not be into history, then to put it less harshly, then I mean, Saint Valentine isn't really, I wouldn't celebrate him as a person, because I don't celebrate what it is that he died for. I don't know, that sounds so bad, but exactly, because it's evolved now.
Basically, maybe you might not be celebrating because you do not know, or there are some people who do not really know. They just found this thing called February 14th,
and you just
wengi wamebadilisha ikakuwa mipango ya kando, si ndio? It's not necessarily about the love that St. Valentine himself was pushing for, and that's why when I started, I talked about this joke. I think it's Joel who threw it. Yenye nasema, "Hey babe, mi naenda kufanya nini? Naenda Addis Ababa kwenda kuhakikisha kura za baba ziko sawa." But sisi wote tumejua inamaanisha nini? Valentine is coming. Nitafanya nini? Just like Easter Monday tunasemanga nini? Babe, leo nimedai nitafukuka Monday, si ndio? Yeah, so it might be just because most people found it being done in a different way, and imefika mahali its expectation to the extent, Humphrey, unaweza pata sasa kuna mtu mtakosana na hiyo siku just because they did not receive a gift, and they are like, you see, you do not love me, Valentine imepita, hata hakuna kitu umenifanyia. The thing is, umenifanyia. So I would like to know, Valentine, is it about the ladies or the men, or are the ladies also supposed to celebrate their men, if you are taking it from the romantic side? And then we are going to the other side where we are also talking about family, we are talking about friends. So if I brought, Megan, nikikuletea flower on Friday 14th, what will come to your mind?
Okay.
From the blues to learn, Megan, this is a flower. And then the other question takuuliza is, what are you expecting, you as a lady, what are you expecting on Friday? Has a jamaa somewhere already told you, Megan, will you be my Valentine? And what kind of jamaa is that? Is it the jamaa that is in your life? Ama ni mtu mwingine huko kando, ama ni watu wengine huko kando?
Okay, on that, first, I will say that if you brought me a flower out of the blues and give it to me, I will say that that's like an appreciation, like, yo, you know what? You are someone special in my heart, you're someone special in my life. It doesn't have to be like I don't have to think like, you know, you're bringing me a flower because maybe I am more romantically involved or something with you, but it's just like an appreciation, I believe. And also like, if like someone comes and asks me out for Valentine's, I will say that that's a special day. So if maybe it's just a random person who is like, you know what, I'm here, like, will you be my Valentine's? Honestly, I wouldn't accept, because I'm like, okay, you can give me flowers. Yes, you can actually decide to give me something, but you know, like, that step is really a huge step. That requires someone who's very special to you. That's for someone who you are like involved with romantically, someone who's there for you, someone you've worked with that journey of love, you know, a lot of things, because that's a special day. Valentine is a very special day. And just to give a random person a chance, yeah, I will say that.
For instance, assume I'm a colleague at work.
A colleague at work.
I've never brought you any flower.
Yes.
Just like today, I brought you a flower.
Yes.
Yeah, not necessarily for the show, but I brought you a flower from the blues.
Yes.
I've never given you any flower. And nimesema tu leo, we are celebrating Valentine.
Okay, I would say maybe you're just trying to appreciate me. Maybe I've been a good colleague. You know, I always believe that it's always nice to be like, to make your intentions clear with someone, because I would say for myself, me, like, if you just bring me something randomly, you give me something randomly, I just assume like, yeah, I've just been a good person, I've just been a good friend, I've just been a good colleague, so you just decided to give to me something. If you just don't tell me like, you know what, hi Meg, I would want to ask you out, or I would want us to like go for a dinner or something, talk about it, will you be my girlfriend? You understand? So if you don't pose the question, then I just take it as something like normal, because for me, I randomly give to my friends, I randomly give to my colleagues and everything. Yeah, but if it's really something that I believe is special, like the special love that we celebrate on Valentine, then I believe someone has to be very direct with you, to pop the question very directly, because most of the time, you know, nowadays, it's just funny how people have normalized doing things just because they're doing. Because, you know, for like us, me, I'm this traditional person who believes that there should be love. If you are willing to connect with someone, go out with someone, like, start doing things with someone, there has to be love and there has to be clear communication. Not like most of the people nowadays, it's just like randomly you meet someone, then the next thing you just want to rush things. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in rushing things. I believe in taking things step by step and being clear with things. Yeah. Because one thing I know about myself, I'm always very clear. I communicate. I'll like ask you directly, I want this and this. So what do you want? If you don't ask me such a question, then I'll be like, you know what?
Unaniharibia time. Yeah, unaniharibia time.
I wouldn't say unaniharibia time, but that's just something like, I believe, okay, in such a situation, I believe that person isn't serious. And please just go joke somewhere else. No?
That's the way I asked and said, and we've all defined Valentine in our different ways. We said, majority of us have agreed, it's not just about romantic love. It can be colleagues, it can be, and that's why I was asking that. So I'll get to this point and ask, for instance, if I just came that particular day and told you, you are my Valentine, not even, will you be my Valentine? I just told you, you are my Valentine. How will you take it? And I will like to hear from you and also hear from Zanetta, and I will also come to the gentleman.
Okay, you're my Valentine. Oops. Honestly, I will take that as a joke. I wouldn't take it serious, because why would you show up?
No, I'm a colleague. You know me very well. It's not that I'm a stranger.
Yes.
I've just come and told you, you are my Valentine.
I understand that perfectly. Yes. But you know, it's just so funny. Like, how do you appear out of the blue? No, it's funny.
I'd probably laugh. I'd probably laugh. But I mean, it's creepy. Like, look.
Why is it creepy?
No, I mean, it's creepy and like presumptuous. Like, first of all, you're assuming I don't have somebody, so that's insulting enough. And then you're assuming that I'd go out with you, so that means you're just, I don't know, prideful to me.
And you see, that's why I started from the point of, we said it's not romantic love, it's appreciation. So for me, I've come with that understanding that I am not romantically involved with you. Okay? But I'm just telling you, Zanetta, you're my Valentine today.
It's still very presumptuous. Like, you know, I don't know, it feels disrespectful because you should have asked me ahead of time. Why would you assume?
I'm not going out with you.
No, I mean, okay.
I've just come with just the way nimekuja nayo flower, nikwambie tu, you know what? I appreciate you. Happy Valentine, and you're my Valentine today.
Na hakuna kunywa hata chai pamoja?
Sijasema hiyo.
Sasa, you know, it depends. Kuja siku and you're asking me like, no, you're not even asking. You're telling me you're my Valentine. Yes. Okay, assuming that I don't have a Valentine and I do accept as friends or whatever, I mean still.
Because najua Valentines, tumesema Valentines sio mtu mmoja. Wanaweza kuwa watu kadhaa, si ndio? Wow. Yeah, because saizi tunajaribu demystify what Valentine really means. Because I was coming to a critical one and now I wanted to ask, for instance, Nyasili, if Humphrey came to you today or during Valentine, Humphrey, yeah? Na kuambia as a brother, tumekuwa na wewe, tumefanya nini, bro, happy Valentine. Utaichukulia aje sasa wewe? Yeah? Leo tunaweza decide Valentine, ndio? Tunaweza decide nani, Humphrey, it's Valentine's Day. As Jamaz, let's go have coffee. Sindio? Yeah. Now let's go out for Valentine. Tukidecide hivyo ndo nataka kujua from Nyasili's perspective, utachukuliaje? Amekwambia leo bana, hii Valentine wacha tu celebrate pamoja. He's a colleague, he's a close friend, nini, all that. How will you take it?
So I'll start suspecting him. Why? Because Valentine has this connotation of romanticism that is so difficult to remove. So much so that if I went and told somebody, you're my Valentine, yeah, the immediate thing they'll understand is you are my love. You are my love in the sense the eros, yeah, the eros love, yeah. Yes. And if it's someone who has been, say, having a crush on me, and I made that mistake, the next day they'll be wondering why am I not calling, for instance, yeah. They'll be wondering why did you just give me a flower and disappear? Why aren't you calling me for coffee? Yeah, because of that romanticization of around Valentine, yeah. And again, which looks self-defeating, yeah. Because we always, even online, you see people showering love to their parents, to their brothers, to their sisters, yeah. But when it comes to people they can be romantically engaged with, it suddenly assumes another dimension.
So in another way, and this is now to Humphrey, if I came to you today and nikwambie happy Valentine, do I mean happy romantic day? Because that is what we are trying to check here. Can I still tell my bro happy Valentine's leo kuja twende tukunywe chai, my brother ambaye tumetoka kwa mzazi mmoja? Can I still tell my sister you are my Valentine today, let's go out for coffee, wacha twende to celebrate pamoja? Will I be look like I am dating my own sister, for instance? Those are the things that I'm trying to find out.
Well, language has got a connotation every other time, for sure. You cannot wish away, particularly when it's clear cut. This is your relative. You're telling, you can't be my Valentine, but away from your relative, certainly it will have some clear cut connotation. You'll be driving a message, even if it's not an intimate oriented message, because it could affect the other person differently. Yet you meant it possibly differently. So you do not want a situation whereby you will give mixed signals, either coming from your end, the sayer, or the listener on the other side. So clarity is very good. And indeed, for those of us who have appreciated what Valentine really is, it's just better to be very clear when I'm saying, be my Valentine. From a family perspective, it would be, so clear, direct. Be my Valentine today. That means I would like some quality time, possibly with you. We would like maybe to sort out 1, 2, 3 things that would still involve us. Okay, so that's happy moment out, ease moment out. Possibly there was a lot of pressure within the family setup or something like this. A lot of things perhaps would be addressed within that love atmosphere that has been created. But when it comes to the other part, and more so when it is a lady here talking to a man, or even the lady in the the man, be my Valentine, then definitely questions start popping. How has she just picked me? Or this guy has just picked a very young girl, like my colleague here is saying. How does it pop out from your mind? Do you think I do not even have somebody? Actually it looks sometimes so obscene. Surely. Why today? Of all the other days. Because the day has depth. It definitely has a meaning, so it needs to be respected. And particularly when we're just pushing out words, they just don't need to come out unless there's seriousness.
And basically we are going to that aspect of that the question will be, what we've talked about here, is that what is really happening during Valentine's Day? This is a question that we are going to delve on as we get into the next session. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after the break. Karibuni tena on 5G Live, brought to you by 5G mwenyewe, yani George, the great, gentle, genius guy. And when we started the show, you've seen what we've been discussing. First of all, we were just asking ourselves what Valentine really is, and in our own perceptions, what do we think it is. Na tumeweza kuuliza maswali kadhaa hapa. Tumecheka kidogo, but we are going on because tunajaribu kujiuliza, mimi kama 5G naweza ambia Cliff be my Valentine, ama watu watachukulia aje? Of course hiyo direction, it's just because of a misconception, but if he's really a brother, from my perspective, kila mtu ana perspective, from my perspective mimi naichukulia ni I can show love to whoever I feel I show love on a daily basis. Na hiyo ndo tunaelekea hapo, tujiulize. We've talked about several things as we started the show. Tunataka kujua these things that we've mentioned, are they really happening the way they are supposed to happen. For instance, we talked about if it's romantic love, you're talking about couples. And is that really happening? Where now Humphrey, you'll say that day, if it's the romantic side of love, it's my wife that I will take out or do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we will also check, is it just you as the man who is supposed to do 1, 2, 3, 4 for her, or even the women need to do something for their loved ones? That's an aspect that we really need to know, but we'll start from that point of Zanetta, what we've talked about. Is it the thing that is happening outside here when it comes to Valentine as a lady?
Oh, well, with couples, that's such a tricky question because it also depends on a couple themselves. Everyone is different in their own way. You might believe something different. He might be okay with something different. She might be okay with something different. And it just depends on the dynamic. There's some people who are more comfortable with the woman maybe taking charge. Maybe the man enjoys to be spoiled and, you know, receive the flowers and stuff like that.
We do. We also want to be spoiled. Isn't it? Yes,
No.
I have no problem.
No, what I mean is the woman is taking control.
It's not control, it's
not
appreciation.
control, not appreciation
Yes.
per se, but like, how do I put this? Like,
Yes.
I'm the woman, yeah, and maybe I come to you and I want to take you out, so a week before I ask you, you know, would you be my Valentine's on that day? I get in my car, I'm driving to you with a bouquet of flowers, I pick you up, I take you out to dinner, I buy you the dinner, then I drive you back home, and then I go home. So there's that dynamic. There's 50-50.
And the assumption is that you're not living together.
Yeah, that's the assumption. Oh, okay. That's the assumption. Sorry, I'm speaking from my perspective. I'm talking from my perspective. Yes, if you're not living together, there's 50-50. Some people are comfortable with 50-50. But I think also normally, now what is normalized is obviously the man is doing the asking like a month before. They're asking you, will you be my Valentine's, you know, flowers in hand, teddy bear in hand. They're taking you out to dinner, they're paying for everything, you know, to feel treated. And I believe that the appreciation should be shown both ways. But then it also depends on how comfortable you are. You understand? If you are okay with, as a man, not receiving the appreciation, or you don't voice that you want the appreciation, then that's a you thing. You get it? So it's different for every couple. Personally, I would like to spoil my person, you know. I do expect that he takes the initiative because I'm supposed to be the neck, and to me the man is supposed to be the head. So you're supposed to be showing me in what direction we're going. I'll get you a flower, you know, maybe I'll cook for you something, some ugali and some nyama.
Sawa, hii story tumemaliza. Hii story tumemaliza na show imeisha. I want to be spoiled. Yeah, show imeisha. Mimi naenda kuspoiliwa. Yes.
Ugali na nyama.
Ugali na nyama.
Ugali na nyama.
Niko fit.
Hakuna shida.
Niko kwa fit kabisa. Sasa wase, hiyo siku si siko. Tumemaliza. Yes, that's a nice one. You umesema you would like to spoil your person. And of course, some of these things that we saw, that is what we receive, isn't it?
Yes.
And it's good to hear from you, especially with the understanding that wewe ni Gen Z, because I know right now if we talk about so many Gen Z na si stereotype, utapata it's a different scenario. Yeah, it's hard to hear a Gen Z saying, I will spoil my person. It's really hard by the hiyo tunaongea tu real. Sometimes we just have to be real, and tutaingia kwa Nyasili, just the same question that I had asked. What is happening currently? Like saizi with your wife, ni yeye utatreat hiyo siku and uko sure hata tritiwa hiyo siku, or is there tritiwa na nani or you as a man probably we know this week, this week or some days before, has any lady told you such?
So far, I've received no are they invites? What we like? Yes. What I believe is you cannot give what you don't have. If you are bankrupt of love, you can't give love. And if you're bankrupt of love, all you think is who can give me. Yet nobody is bankrupt of love in the real sense, because just a small gesture can communicate love. It doesn't need to cost even any money. Yeah. And if someone knows you, if someone understands you, they'll know you are communicating love, especially on such a day. Yeah. And they can respond like in kind, which is not often what happens, because we sit back and wait to be spoiled.
Who are the we? Hakuna kuficha, sema tu who are the we.
Sisi ndio tunakasirikiwa.
Sema the men.
The men. Yeah.
Just mention it.
Yes, the men. We receive the beating that day. And that's why even I think some people created this imaginary concept of men conference. Where around Valentine's Day,
sisi tutaanza yetu kesho jioni, si ndio?
They say they are going for a retreat, a men's retreat, just to escape all these huge expectations from women. Yeah. And I think the men conference will be stopped or will end the day the men will be surprised that even before they go to the conference, they're showered with love.
And I know we'll get to that, because that is basically where we were headed. Matters of gifts, where you've said the men's conference, the perceived conference, will end when the man or the male gender will also be appreciated, so that it's not a one-sided thing. So we'll come back to that particular question. I'll go to Humphrey, what I just asked. That particular day, do you think whatever we expected is what is really happening, or have we changed it to something else?
I'm privileged to have started some affair way early. So I would allow me to use me as an example.
Yes.
I think there has been a big transition from observation. Back then, I loved to write with my hand, knowing that it would really reach my loved one. These days, I think, owing to maybe the technology that we are using, it's more of a showpiece. It's more of a competition of sorts. And even if it's romanticized, it's like what an infelice. You know, that kind of a feel, which actually gets online. So the real affection that was intended is, in my view, is not really felt. And I think back then also, though there's also a lean line with what is happening right now, is would like to treat Valentine more or less as a climax of this togetherness. And you find that back then we would talk about staycations. We go stay somewhere for a while, and then the climax of it would be this Valentine Day. And I've also seen lately girls, more especially, pre-Valentine, they have what they call girl times. So they go out, have this special moment, and then Valentine, then the part ways, hey, now I now need to go and face my loved ones. So the unfortunate thing is that the drift towards IU is not so much felt. It is about IU but with a show, like a movie sort of, on the screen. So one feels that I'm not loved so much because so and so is actually showing off and you are not showing me off. You see?
Yes.
So it really distorts the bond that was perhaps intended, and maybe the lady is genuinely connecting very well, but this showpiece, you know, look at Facebook, you look at Instagram, and then you're like, oh wow.
So I was just coming there and just asking, apart from the showbiz part where now at sasa umepelekwa nje umenunua flowers, you post on social media. Of course we know generations imechange, and the coming of social media imekuja na vitu mingi sana. And does it mean that we are falling into some form of pressure? That's one thing that I really need to know. Kuna watu saizi pressure inaanza kupanda because 14th is coming. Yeah, so that is something that we also need to check here. And as we talk about pressure, there is something you've talked about ambayo, for instance, niseme there was a time nilikuwa naseme na date, sindio? And then unapata the person you are dating anakuambia wewe hujanifanyia hivi na so and so amefanyia wake hivi, amefanyia wake hivi, amefanyia wake hivi, amefanyia wake hivi. Una get? So are you really comparing me to the other person? Did you?
Yeah, I think certainly there's a lot of comparison, and this is really diluting the essence of quality bonding that would uphold this affair to really look real at the end of the day. I think comparisons, comparing what you are expressing to a partner doesn't really need to have a referee at the end of the day. You just need to be real, be you, and that's it. So I don't really need, by the way, I don't have an obligation to also go and tell somebody else the way I really love somebody else. I have my partner. So if they love me, so be it. If they don't love me, perhaps I am the problem, and I need really to recheck myself so that I can be loved more. You see? So I think particularly when we look at the social media platform, it tends really to send signals that would be very misleading.
Yeah, and those signals, and that's what I'm also looking at. We've heard of stories, and I was talking about pressure. We've heard of stories where wengine pressure imewaingia mpaka they decided to buy themselves flowers, send them to a courier so that the courier can deliver the flowers to them, wakichukua ka video ndaoneshe pia how wali receive. Megan,
I'll say, like, as time goes by, definitely, technology is really eloping. It's really being evaluated to something more big. And you see, like, in such a situation, like, I would say, like, where we've reached right now, it's always like most of the people always like they are more of being materialistic than being in love. You see, like someone can just like get into a relationship right now, not because like they're in love with this person, but there is something that they see like they'll benefit from this person. So they like most of the time, that's why most of my male friends were like, like the mid-January, starting February is the best time to be hitting on women, you know, like because like most women will be like, oh, you know, at least if I accept to be this man's girlfriend or something, Valentine is coming, so I'm gonna benefit.
So kuna wale wamejua siri?
Yes.
Siri limit, hata sisi tunaambiwa siri. If Cliff, siri limit January.
Yes. They'll just enter relationships, and they are expecting the men to be the ones doing something on that day. So you see, like you'll find like a lady has written a list to the boyfriend right now. He's like, she's like, oh, I need this and this on my Valentine's, please, my hair done.
I need new shoes, and I need to go in this particular place. You know, nini. I cannot go lower than that. So as you speak that, na mimi ningerudi sasa, acha niruke na still nikuje kwako, niseme pressure. Faking it for social media.
Okay, I can only talk from like a personal perspective.
Yes.
So mimi kwanza, I'm very private, acha tuanze hapo. So for me it's not really like, I'm not thinking about now 14th, like I'm waiting now to eat the girls up. I'm posting pictures or buying myself flowers and sending it through a courier so that I take a video. But that all boils down to, unajua, dating with your budget as well, because at the end of the day, our wasichana, they like to be spoiled. It's not like wanafanya something wrong. You know, it's not wrong to want to be spoiled. The only thing is, you go for somebody who doesn't have the same perspective, you get, or the finances to do the same thing. So, for example, right now I'm a college student, and my person is also a college student. There is no way I'm expecting on 14th that he's pulling up with, you know, a rented car and we're going to, I don't know, some fancy hotel or something like that. But if I did want that experience as a person, then, you know, I would have gone for somebody who was able to offer that, you know. And it's kind of sad when you think about this being, you're comparing yourself and it's a competition or something like that, because you're not experiencing the real significance of the day, which is about love. All you're thinking about is what picture can I post or something like that. It's really sad. So date your budget. Even men, you know, pressure, honestly, mnajipatia pressure.
Are you sure tunajipatia?
Hiyo ni kujitakia.
Kwa nini tunajitakia pressure?
Because okay, sasa now for example, as a college student, let's say you're going for, I don't know kama mtaelewa hii lingo, but you're going for a body. Yani you look at that girl and you know it's a body. It's a body, akona stilettos, makucha ndio hiyo, wig ndizo hizo za 50k. Na unajua at the bottom of your heart uwezi afford hadi hiyo makucha, lakini ndipo hapo unataka kwenda kumuuliza. Hiyo ni kujitakia. That is, you're looking for the pressure. Msitafute pressure.
Release pressure. Hapo ndo tunasema release pressure, and it's glad to hear such information, especially from a Gen Z speaking in that way. And as I'd said earlier, sio wengi wataongea. College student dating a college student, and the fact that unasema mimi najua mtu wangu, si ndio? That's basically what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Najua mtu wangu, najua kila anaweza fanya, and at the same time we've just agreed that sio lazima. Na hiyo ndo nataka niulize, is it who is supposed to receive? Is it a men to women affair, or is it female to, or rather female to male, or how is it supposed to be basically? And I will go to Nyasili. Your take, ulikuwa umeanza na ile ya men's conference. Hata sisi tukianza ku receive men conference zitapunguka ama zitaisha. Yes.
Yeah, that is to say that it should be why men are disappearing in the conference. It's because they have been pressured, yeah? They're escaping pressure. But if it can be both ways. Mpira inapigwa huku na inarudi tena huku. It should be, yes. Both ways. The ball rolls from one end of the pitch to the other. Then nobody will need to go to the conference. The thing is, we have forgotten the key thing, the core of the day, which is sharing love. And instead we have commercialized it. Like around this time, those people who are selling flowers are going to make a kill.
Yeah.
And as we said, hizo pesa zinakuwa spend. It's not necessarily for the people that are supposed to receive.
Yeah, you see. So if we went back to the original objective of the day. Yeah. So I agree with what you're saying, 5G, that we have lost focus. We are spending on people we shouldn't, and ignoring people we should. Yeah, and I think that's why someone sang a song saying lyrics like, last Valentine I gave you a flower, the following day you threw it away. Something like that. Yeah. So I think it's a challenge because the meaning of Valentine keeps mutating. It's a challenge to this generation to like restore the original meaning.
Yeah, and I think even as we finish this show today, basically this is a topic that we are also going to talk in the next episode of 5G Live. We are also going to still continue on matters love, and this one will be focused on romantic or whatever kind of love, and we also look at it and just to understand ni wapi kilivunjika, si ndio? Kilivunjikia wapi? Siku hizi I think mapenzi imekuwa something else to the extent where this is a human being mmekuwa mkiishi naye ama mmekuwa mkidate, but you wake up one morning and you take a knife na unadunga huyo mtu visu bila. This is somebody you once called honey, somebody you once called sweetheart, somebody you once called these sweet names, but umeamka, and that is a story that I think as we talk about love and what have you, we will look into it and just go deeper just to see where are we going as a society when it comes to matters love. So Nyasili has talked about that one. Ningependa kusikia from you. How is it supposed to be? Are you expecting just your man to do it for you, or what are you planning? And be real.
On that, I would say like, personally, I've never experienced Valentine's. Yeah, so, but I would like, my 2 cents on that is that I would say like, that's a day to celebrate love. I believe like love should not be shown using materials or something. You know, there's something that you can do to someone and they'll appreciate that love. Let me tell you, I would say like, if someone materializes love, that's someone who's not right for you. Like, that's someone who's just there to spend some time, have fun, then leave. Because I believe if it's someone who's really in love with you, they'll focus on the things that will make your bond and your love grow, instead of things that will just be there to be seen by other people.
As we've heard from Zaneta, yeye alisema I can spoil my guy, sina shida, nikikuwa nayo the little that I have. Even though alisema the little that you have, it's a bond that you're creating with your person or with your family. Yeah? And from Nyasili tukasikia nini? Conference itaisha. Siku ile story itamalizika. And from Megan we can see, as much as amesema hajai experience Valentine, That is something that we will look into it, tujiulize kwa nini. It's a story for another time where we'll need to hear from you. Why have you said that? And from Humphrey tukasikia pale, it's not a competition. It's not show off. It is just neza kuja tu kwa hii room sisi tuko peke yetu na tujue kwamba tunapendana. So as we finish this show, ningependa tu just 1 second per person. Ongea na wajamaa, waambie Valentine unataka tufanye namna gani? We're starting from Humphrey.
Valentine from its core meaning needs to be upheld. If we lose Valentine, we lose the essence of continuity, we lose the essence of great connection that would hold those two great partners together when it comes to intimacy, when it comes to real bonding or romanticizing what has jointly brought you together. I think still in the context of Valentine, we need to uphold what is family, what is relationship, not situationship that actually just be my Valentine now. No, I think we need to stick with the core essence of what really brings this pair together, or brings that familyhood or genuine friendship together.
Awesome. Megan.
Okay, during this day, I would love to encourage people who love each other to celebrate each other, not just like in material ways, but the love, the bond you share is very important, because as they say, materials will come and they will go. But if you really share that true love, you'll hold it forever, you'll be there for each other. And definitely, I believe when you love each other, love grows into something that is very healthy, something that is very good, and something that will help you grow personally, maybe if you want to have a family, things like that. And also, I would say that I actually learned something new today about St. Valentine's, which I didn't know. And I would encourage people to celebrate Valentine's in those terms of St. Valentine's, whereby he used to like make marriage possible for people who were in love, but there was no opportunity. Let's like take that very seriously, because we are celebrating love. We are not celebrating materials or something, just situationship. Because one thing is, let's say in love, when you see a beautiful girl today, when you see a handsome man today, it will reach a time where like the handsomeness will go, the beauty will go, but if the love is there, you'll be there like for each other too.
And I can tell you that beauty, that handsomeness is the love that is within you. So it can never fade away.
So I think love is so important to the human condition that we have to set apart a day to celebrate it. The thing is, we need to go back to the drawing board, to the origins of it. Once we get that right, we'll fix so many things.
All right.
For everyone, this Valentine's and every Valentine's to come, let's try and practice intentional love with our partners and our family and our friends, as well as strangers, you know. Let it not be just a romantic thing, but be intentional in the way that you love. Be there for someone and just do it from the bottom of your heart. And a happy Valentine's to all of you.
Yeah, and I think as you said, sisi wote tunaweza sema pia happy Valentine's to all of you right there from wherever you're watching, kama ni kwa nyumba, ofisini, kwa gari, wapi, popote tu penye huko. It's been nice, it's been great. Na as she has said, our Gen Z amesema hiyo siku be intentional. Usibahatishe, usigess. Be intentional. Na ujue pia ujiulize, the person mwenye utakuwa naye, if we go the romantic way, ni value anakuongeza ama ni kukutumia, anakutumia. So I think this is about love, and love in many cases, mi upenda kusema, love has no emotion, love has nothing to do with feelings, love is love. The moment we will celebrate material things, feelings, na nini from love, that is when we will experience the real love that we are lacking in this society. Because you can't claim to love and kill at the same time. So this Valentine, please be intentional, usibahatishe, be with the right people. It can be a person, the person you love, whether male or female. It can be your family, inaweza kuwa colleagues, na nini, inaweza kuwa ni girlfriends ama boyfriends, wale mmeenda ku hang out pamoja, but be intentional and let's make this Valentine different from all the other Valentines. As we finish up this particular show, hii Valentine, hii ya leo, kuna song na launch, because as 5G, I'm also an artist, performing artist. Kuna song ambayo imetoka poa sana inaitwa Steps of Love, reggae murwa, and I would like to invite, and basically what Steps of Love is talking about ni ile ya I'm a fish on the land. Baby, help me find my way into the sea so that we can make it to the other side. Because most of the times the mistakes that we make is we judge people where they are without necessarily understanding who they are and the fact that they need the right environment for them to be who you want them to be. And that's why I've said I'm just a fish on the land. You know, a fish is not supposed to be on land. You can only see the strength of a fish ikiwa kwa sea. So as my baby, please help me find the way into the sea so that we can both make it to the other side where we all want. So nita invite guests wangu even as we launch this particular song here on 5G Live. Steps of Love coming your way. Majama, tuweze kujibamba. Kila bahali.
I love it when we are spending time together. For you I can sacrifice anything to make it better. You know I'm taking better steps to give you better days. I promise you a better life. I will sacrifice just to make you smile. I promise you a better life. Let's trust our steps of love. Our future is so bright. I'm just a fish on the land. Baby, let me find my way into the sea. Let's cross to the other side. I'm just a fish on the land. Baby, let me find my way into the sea. Let's cross to the other side. Please stand by me on a rainy day. Stick by me on a sunny day. And when I have no food on my table, will you still view me as able? Or will you compare my life to this? And then you live for someone stable. It will hurt me inside. After everything you know I tried, it will break me inside. Cause I'll do everything to make it right by you.
Trust our steps of love. Let's go.
Our future is so bright.
Come on, everybody, say, I'm just a fish.
I'm just a fish on the land. Baby, let me find my way into the sea. Let's cross to the other side. I'm just a fish on the land. Baby, let me find my way into the sea. Let's cross to the other side. I'm just a fish on the land. Baby, let me find my way into the sea. Let's cross to the other side.
This Valentine, let's cross to the other side. Tuweze cross the other side. I'm just a fish on the land. Bro. Thank you. We cross to the other side. Happy Valentine, mapema. Good stuff.
Better steps to give you better days. I promise you a better life. I will sacrifice just to make you smile. I promise you a better life. Let's trust the steps of love. Our future is so bright. I'm just a fish on the land.